Hi, my name is Jason from Blackmagic Design, and we're here at PhotoPlus 2016, and we're going to be talking about some of the new features in DaVinci Resolve 12.5 on the editing side and on the color correction side. It's really a lot that we've added to Resolve 12.5. We have over 250 new features, as well as over 500 enhancements. On the edit page and on the media page, we have the ability to now have power bins, which are bins that follow you as a user into every single project that you make from now on. We have the ability to show display names when modern digital cinema cameras, including cameras like URSA Mini 4.6K, generate camera names. The clip names can be very long. Display names give you the ability to use metadata to make keywords to view shorter reference names for your clips without going into long amounts of renaming each individual clip. On the editing side, when it comes to dragging and dropping clips from your preview monitor into the timeline, we have brand new drag and drop features when you drag from the preview to the program monitor. We have ripple overwrite, we have appended end. Those are two really great new features for faster editing. In terms of our trim tool, we still have the same great content-based trim tools, which allows you to roll, ripple, slip, and slide, all based on where your cursor is placed over the timeline. So we have some great additions to our multicam features as well. We now have the ability to detect clips from the same camera. So if you have a camera operator in a 4-camera multicam shoot that stops recording and starts recording multiple times, we can detect all of those clips with the same camera based on metadata that you can assign when you're creating your multicam clip. One of the great new features in Resolve 12.5 on the editing side is dynamic zoom. Dynamic zoom allows you to use a green frame and a red frame to dynamically change the animation of your shot. If you want to zoom in, if you want to zoom out, if you want to pan or tilt or keyframe your shot throughout the duration of the shot and the timeline, it is a really amazing, fast way to make quick movements, and you can select whether you want to ease in, ease out, do both of those things. It's a really powerful tool for animating and keyframing your shots. And speaking of keyframing, we've added the ability in Resolve 12.5 to use each and every single keyframing parameter as its own curve tool. So if you want to zoom in and zoom out also from the sense of using a curve instead of traditional keyframing, you have the ability to do that. So when you want to add a dynamic zoom in, zoom out, if you want to add kind of a handheld shaky look to your shot, using curves as opposed to traditional keyframing tools gives you an amazing opportunity to have more nuance and especially faster control over your keyframing. Another great feature we've added in Resolve 12.5 is the ability to view waveform in the preview monitor. So if you're setting your in and out points based on what your character is saying or based on an audio cue, you can get a specific preview of your waveform audio in the preview monitor so you can make better in and out point decisions, especially when you're doing a J-cut. Also in the edit page, a huge announcement for Resolve 12.5 is that we now have Fusion Connect. We have a direct link between Resolve and Fusion. So if you have a shot that needs more visual effects work, compositing, better animation, motion graphics, you simply right-click on your cut in Resolve and hit Fusion Connect Clip. What that does is it sends your clip to Fusion. You can do all of your compositing, render out your clip, toggle back to Resolve, and then all you need to do is refresh your playhead, and your Fusion Connect clip is right there. All the work you've done in Fusion appears in Resolve, playing back in real time. Now the great thing about this is that if you have multiple versions, you can create new versions of your Fusion Connect clip. You can swap back and forth between versions, you can refresh the connection, and you can always pop back into Fusion at any point to make more adjustments. The color page in DaVinci Resolve 12.5 also has a lot of major improvements. We've been able to add a tint and color temperature slider in the primary toolbar. So this isn't simply adding green or magenta or adding warm or cool tones to your shot. This is actually a new algorithm that looks at each part of your image, each pixel, and determines what would this color look like if it were genuinely shot at a different tint or a different color temperature. So it's a brand new algorithm written from scratch to manipulate the tints and color temperature of your shots in Resolve, and you can find that in page 2 of the primary bar in your primary tools. Another great addition to the color page in Resolve 12.5 is Resolve FX. So we still take all of the OFX third-party plugins that users are used to. What we've been able to do now is create our own group of drag and drop effects that we've written ourselves for Resolve. So lens flares, lens blurs, film grains. For film grain, you can choose between 8, 16, 35 millimeter film grains, all algorithm generated. We have all different types of blurs and different types of effects that you can drag and drop and add onto your project. And to talk specifically about one, the difference between applying a Gaussian blur to one clip that you might find in our secondary tools, as opposed to applying a lens blur with Resolve FX. With the lens blur tool, for instance, to only just talk about one really quick, the lens blur tool allows you to choose the bokeh shape of the artificial lens we're adding. It allows you to change the chroma shift of the lens. If you're working with a lens that might have been made a few decades ago that has a different type of chroma shift, you can actually artificially match that to whatever your lens is by working with our sliders. So Resolve effects are amazing, amazing drag and drop effects that we've added ourselves into Resolve this year. In addition, the node tree in Resolve is improved greatly. You can copy and paste effects from one node to the other. You can move effects from one node to the other. You can break the node tree now and reshape it however you want to. And in terms of the entire software, we say that we've made 250 new features. We also have over 500 enhancements. And a lot of those enhancements are found in places like the color page, where you click on your primary color tools and you click on your primary wheels, you'll see that the cursor now disappears, and you have way better nuanced and way better finesse controls over using a keyboard and mouse on the color tools in Resolve, and that's really important. A lot of these 500 enhancements we're talking about are things that are just going to make your life easier and go a little faster when it comes to editing and color grading and organizing your media in Resolve. To wrap it up, for the Deliver page, we've made a lot of really great streamlined decisions in terms of the organization bar at the top, where you can choose what kind of export you want to make. Of course, you can always choose your own custom export, whether you want to make a QuickTime file, DPX sequence, EXR sequence. For QuickTime, you can do DNX HD, ProRes, H.264 like you always have. So whether you're sending an XML out to Final Cut 7 or Final Cut 10 or Premiere or Avid or Pro Tools, whether you're round tripping between any of those programs, we have brand new presets for all of those programs. Additionally, you can make multiple exports at the same time. You can create additional outputs. All of your advanced Deliver options are here in the Deliver page. And that's kind of an overall view of what's new in Resolve 12.5. So I know these are a lot of features to go over, but the great news is that you can download DaVinci Resolve for free and just start trying them out on Mac or PC. The software is out now. We're on version 12.5.2, so you can go ahead and use it right now. And for all of those users that have DaVinci Resolve 12.5 Studio, that are dongle owners that have the paid version of the software, all of these features and all of these upgrades are absolutely free to you guys. So again, go to blackmagicdesign.com and check out DaVinci Resolve, download it, give it a try. I think you're going to like it. So again, thanks very much and have a great day.